General Hospital will reveal that Dante and Brook Lyn finally find each other after heartbreaking events and the truth is uncovered. When Chase discovers that he cannot have children, the feelings of helplessness and pain overwhelm him. Even though Brook Lyn has never blamed him or done anything to make him feel guilty, her gaze still unconsciously reflects her longing for a complete family. Chase understands that this is not her fault, and that his inability to have children is not his fault either. But this becomes a barrier between them. He loves Brook Lyn and wants to give her the best, but he cannot give her the most important thing, a child. The torment haunts Chase every day, and he starts to feel like he is the one preventing her happiness. When he sees Brook Lyn spending more time with Gio, he realizes that perhaps he is no longer the right person to walk with her to the end. After many restless nights of thinking, Chase decides to leave. He does not speak words of reproach or resentment, only gently letting go so that Brook Lyn has the chance to find the happiness she deserves. Meanwhile, Brook Lyn begins to realize that Gio is not just a young man yearning for affection, but someone who is deeply wounded. When Joe's adoptive mother passed away, he suddenly became lost, directionless, and fearful. Despite his strong exterior, deep inside, Gio is still a child desperately craving a sense of safety. He is always searching for a place to belong, a true home where he doesn't have to hide himself. Brook Lyn starts to see Gio with a different perspective, not just as a stranger who entered her life but as an important person she needs to protect. Dante also senses this. He sees how Gio smiles more when Brook Lyn is around, how he starts to open up and accept their care. Watching Brook Lyn take care of Gio, Dante cannot help but be moved. She is still the woman he once loved, a woman with a warm heart, always putting emotions first. As time passes, between them, there is not only a connection from the past, but also mutual understanding and harmony in the present. They gradually grow closer, without the distance or barriers that once existed. Taking care of Gio together brings them comfort. The wounds, misunderstandings, and years of separation seem less important. The only important thing now is the present, where they are protecting a young person who needs love. Brook Lyn and Dante believe that this is their chance to fix the mistakes of the past, to build a real family where no one has to suffer loneliness or loss. They do not know that right now, a shocking secret is still hidden in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. But deep beneath those seemingly warm moments, a shocking secret is waiting for them. No one knows that Gio is not Brook Lyn's biological son. The baby she gave birth to and gave away years ago actually passed away a long time ago, but this cruel truth has never been revealed. While Brook Lyn and Dante believe they are rebuilding a family, they have no idea that Gio is not who they think he is. Gio is not just a young man craving affection or a child seeking where he belongs. From the beginning, he had a plan, a carefully laid out goal. He did not appear by chance, nor was he the lucky abandoned child who found his roots. Gio deliberately entered Brook Lyn and Dante's lives with a perfectly constructed identity, hiding his true intentions behind a gaze full of apparent hurt. He understands the power of the Quartermain and Corinthos families, two of the most influential forces anyone would want to be connected to. As Brook Lyn's biological son, he not only has the opportunity to access the immense wealth of the Quartermain family but also to receive protection from Dante, who has deep ties with the Corinthos family. If his plan succeeds, it won't be long before he has everything: wealth, power, and fame. Using intelligence and cleverness, Gio gradually gains the trust of those around him. He shows exactly what Dante and Brook Lyn expect: an awkward, sorrowful child abandoned in the past but yearning for the love of his biological parents. His sincere words, pained eyes, and seemingly innocent actions cause them to harbor no doubts, fully accepting him into their family. Dante, with his protective instinct, has no hesitation in welcoming Gio into his arms. He feels the need to make up for the lost years with his son, unaware that he is helping a fraud. Brook Lyn, still haunted by the past, is even more easily swayed by Gio. She believes this is her chance to make up for her past mistakes and finally become a true mother. But that very trust prevents her from noticing the warning signs that Gio is not who she thinks. When the plan is nearly successful, Gio is within reach of his goal. But he did not anticipate one thing: this secret cannot be hidden forever. The links in his fabricated story are beginning to unravel, and the pieces of the truth are slowly emerging. Once the veil is lifted, what remains is nothing but betrayal and consequences beyond measure. How long can Gio maintain his facade? And what will happen when Brook Lyn and Dante discover the bitter truth, that their real child has already passed away? While Dante and Brook Lyn enjoy the happiness of reuniting, they have no idea that the person they are protecting is the one slowly pulling them into a dangerous scheme. Those seemingly peaceful days are only the calm before the storm. They believe they are making up for past mistakes, rebuilding a complete family. But in reality, every moment they open their hearts to Gio, every second they try to connect with him, is bringing them closer to a brutal truth, a truth that could shatter everything. Joe's plan seems perfect. He knows how to hit on Brook Lyn's weaknesses, making her completely immersed in the joy of finding her son again. He also understands Dante well enough to exploit his loyalty and protective instinct. Every word, every action of Gio is carefully calculated to build trust, to put himself in an irreplaceable position within this family. But no matter how clever, a fraud can never control everything. And soon, the small signs start to appear. Brook Lyn increasingly notices the gaps in Joe's story. The memories of the child she gave birth to don't completely match what Gio says. Small details that he should have known are either forgotten or covered up with vague answers. She dismisses the first doubts, telling herself it's just a misunderstanding. But as the strange things keep piling up, as her instincts tell her something is wrong, Brook Lyn can no longer ignore it. Dante, with his experience as a police officer, also begins to sense something is amiss. At first, he didn't want to doubt, didn't want to ruin the happiness they had just found. But when too many strange things happen, Dante starts investigating. And what he discovers leaves him speechless. The truth is not just a mistake or misunderstanding. Gio is not their son. Brook Lyn's real child has been dead for years, a terrible truth no one had ever told her. Gio is just an impostor, someone who has taken advantage of their trust and love to enter this family with the goal of seizing power and wealth. The shock hits Brook Lyn like a violent storm. She had trusted, loved, and was ready to change her entire life for Gio, but it turns out it was all a lie. The pain of losing her child years ago resurfaces more intensely than ever, this time coupled with a brutal betrayal. Not only has she lost the child she once longed to find, but she has also lost faith in everything she had tried to build. Dante, after discovering the truth, cannot contain his anger. He had always placed love and trust above everything, but this betrayal is unforgivable. The fact that he had welcomed a fraud into his family is unacceptable. This betrayal affects not only him but also Brook Lyn and everyone he cares about. But the anger quickly gives way to an even more important question: what does Gio really want? How far has he gone in his plan? And most importantly, can they expose him before it's too late? Even though Gio has been exposed, he still has one final card to play. He is not someone who gives up easily. The deception has brought him closer to power, and now, with the truth about to be revealed, is he willing to give it all up? Or will he continue playing a more dangerous game, with hidden trump cards yet to be revealed? While Brook Lyn painfully faces the truth, and Dante tries to find a way to protect his family from a fraud, a new battle is about to begin. Will Gio achieve his goal? Or will he be the one defeated when the secret is exposed and the truth finally comes to light? Meanwhile, under the guise of being Brook Lyn's son, Gio has planned to approach Tracy and find a way to carry out his scheme. Fully aware of Tracy's position in the Quartermain family, Gio knows that she is one of the most influential people regarding the family's wealth and power. If he can win her trust, he will easily move deeper into the family and gain access to information that outsiders cannot obtain. Gio is not in a rush or impatient. He observes Tracy from afar, studying her personality, habits, and weaknesses. He knows that she is a tough woman, not easily trusting anyone, but she has one weakness: family. Tracy always puts the Quartermain family's interests first, and most importantly, she is cautious of anyone who wants to exploit the family. But that is exactly what Gio exploits. He plays the role of a devoted son, someone who wants to contribute to the family he belongs to, showing an interest in the family's traditions and success. At first, Tracy keeps her distance, observing and evaluating Gio. But with his cleverness, he gradually lowers her guard. He expresses admiration for how she runs things, continually asking about the history and major deals of ELQ. He expresses a desire to learn from her, to prove that he is not just someone who was returned to his family but someone with real potential to contribute. Slowly, Tracy starts to trust Gio. She sees a strong Quartermain in him, intelligent, sharp, and power-hungry. She begins sharing business lessons with him, discussing strategic decisions, unaware that every bit of information she reveals becomes a crucial piece in his plan. Gio skillfully manipulates Tracy's trust, encouraging her to talk about ELQ's ongoing ventures, strategic partners, and even internal weaknesses that could be exploited. To build false loyalty, he pretends to be outraged by enemies who have tried to sabotage ELQ, while also offering ideas to improve the family's standing in the business world. Tracy, not realizing the hidden motives in his words, begins sharing secrets that only the core family members would know. With each bit of information, Gio continues to build his plan. He doesn't just want power, he wants to completely control ELQ and turn it into a tool for his own purposes. What Tracy doesn't know is that every word she says is being carefully remembered by him, each small detail becoming a potential weakness that could bring down the Quartermain family. However, one question remains: who is Gio really working for? Does he have an ally pulling the strings behind the scenes, or is he the one controlling everything? And most importantly, when Tracy discovers that she has accidentally revealed important business secrets to a fraud, will she be able to stop the disastrous consequences Gio has set in motion?